Hi witchy ones, it's Quinn. I'm here to talk a little bit about how I develop my spells because I am going to be casting a spell today. The new moon is still in effect and I want to take advantage of that. Also, the moon is in Aries, which is a time of decisiveness and making quick decisions. And I think that combining the two aspects of where the moon is right now in its cycle is actually really good for a new beginning thing that I am starting right now. I'm starting a shop. I'm going to be starting a shop. I mentioned it on a previous video, I think. This is not really a big platform for me to talk about my shop, but personally, my shop is very important to me. And I'm going to be launching it on Friday, which is just coming up in a couple of days, so that makes this spell even more relevant. Now, everyone has different ways of crafting their spells. I am new to spellcrafting as I am a baby witch, so I have my own way of doing things. And, you know, it's pretty much an amalgam of different things that other witches have done before. And I'm just kind of changing some of the symbolism and changing some of the methods to suit myself as I feel that it will work best for my spell. I'm one of those people who, even though I'm new to this, I don't believe that there really is a wrong way to create a spell so long as you are really focusing your intention and putting your intention very clearly into the spell. I mean, you should with any spell you do, right? But I think that as long as you are really clear with the universe as to what you intend with your spell, that, you know, and you don't intend any harm, that there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. For me, I start my spells out with I write them by hand in my grimoire. But before that, I start typing up some notes in Penzu, which I use. It's an online kind of secure blog thing that you can do for just writing diary entries for yourself, so you don't have to share them with people. Because not everything I do, even though I have a vlog and I'm like sharing it with the world, not everything I do is stuff that's fit for consumption by other people. And also it's a really good place for me to be reflective. So I first start typing out my ideas, you know, and then I come up with kind of just some general structure for it. So for this particular spell that I'm doing, it's going to be a candle spell, but it's going to be my version of a candle spell. So I'm going to be anointing the candle with oil, with clove oil, and I'm going to be carving 2 Elder Futhark runes into it. But, you know, I'm not going to particularly obey the order which I've seen other people do, of where, you know, you have a specific relationship to, when you write down your intention, what you do with that piece of paper. You know, people have this very specific order. I've seen people on Tumblr say, hey baby witches, just so you know, you can't do this if you intend to do that because you're doing it wrong. I just don't believe in that. I think that, you know, for me, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be writing the intention in unbroken writing, so no like crossing of T's or dotting of I's, onto the little slip of paper, folding it 4 times, and then I'm going to burn it, and not because I want to banish it or anything, but because I want to release the energy of, you know, add energy to this slip of paper, to this intention, and release it to the universe. And that's just my interpretation, even though this is not a banishing spell. This is a spell in which I'm hoping to manifest. So it's a manifestation spell. And so, you know, hey, that's what I'm going to do. But some of my other spells have been doing a witch's jar spell. I did one of those for the sake of trying to kind of generate enough money for a down payment on a townhouse. It's something that I want to do in the next year or so, and so this is something that I'll be refreshing as well today, just because I did that in the last new moon, and that energy is something that I need to kind of refresh the jar with, is this new moon energy. And then beyond that, I've got other plans, like, let's see. Oh, well, I have done other candle spells before. And one of which I did obey kind of a specific order of putting the paper underneath where the candle is. And I'm not going to do that necessarily anymore. I'm going to do what I want. That's my new phrase, by the way. I do what I want. And then other spells that I've done were just, I did a sigil spell yesterday. That was a combination of sigil and visualization. And it's something that I actually kind of recharge by visualizing every day. So that's something that I do in front of my new altar, which I set up. I set up a permanent altar. And I love it. I mean, I only officially set it up yesterday, but it's beautiful. I've already used it to kind of set my intention for the day, lighting the candles and just kind of thinking there. And then I'm going to be doing my meditation later before I close down the day. I'm going to meditate and reach out to my higher spirits in front of my altar, so I'm really excited. And yeah, so I just would love to hear what other people have been doing for their spell work. Just kind of what approach and how you think of your spells, and, you know, when you put them into your grimoire, like, how do you organize them? For me, I've got my own little method that I use that I can show you later. You know, and then how often do you cast spells? That's something I'd love to know from other witches, both like beginner witches and witches who've been around the broomstick block or whatever, I don't know. Yeah. Or do you not do spells at all? Maybe that's a thing. All right. Well, thanks for listening, witchy ones. Talk to you later.